Welcome to Dinar Info News, your number one source for reliable, up-to-the-minute updates and in-depth analysis on Iraq's economic developments, global currency shifts, and most importantly, everything related to the Iraqi dinar. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications because today, we're breaking the biggest news the dinar community has waited for over a decade to hear. The Iraqi Dinar Revaluation is now live. Yes, you heard that right. After years of speculation, false alarms, theories, hopes, and waiting, we have now officially entered a new era. The RV is not coming, it is here. For years, the revaluation of the Iraqi dinar has been one of the most talked about financial events in alternative investment circles. Some called it a myth, others a dream. But now, with confirmation from multiple credible Iraqi government and international financial institutions, we can say with confidence, the dinar has revalued. Iraq has made a historic move that not only changes the value of its national currency, but also reshapes its role on the global economic stage. This is not just a moment for investors, this is a turning point for Iraq as a nation and the Middle East as a region. Let's rewind for a moment. For those who've followed this journey closely, you know the story well. After the fall of Saddam Hussein's regime in 2003, the Iraqi dinar was devalued drastically. The country was devastated by war, sanctions, and years of economic isolation. What once was a strong and valuable currency plummeted in value, trading at thousands of dinar to a single US dollar. Yet, in the background, there remained a fundamental truth. Iraq is rich in oil, minerals, agriculture, and human capital. The country's underlying economic potential never disappeared. It was just buried beneath layers of instability and mismanagement. Over the years, signs of recovery slowly began to emerge. Iraq began rebuilding. It formed relationships with international banks. It participated in IMF programs. The Central Bank of Iraq, or CBI, quietly made strategic reforms to its monetary policy, built foreign reserves, and modernized its banking infrastructure. Each year brought us a little closer to this moment. And still, many wondered, would the dinar ever return to its former glory? Would the value ever reflect the true wealth of the country? Now we know the answer is yes. According to official reports, and confirmed today through an emergency announcement by the Central Bank of Iraq, the Iraqi dinar has been revalued. The new rate, which has already been implemented in domestic transactions and international trading platforms, reflects a significant increase in value, more than most analysts had predicted. Though we are still watching as global forex markets adjust to the shift, the revaluation is real, live, and actively being processed. This move did not come out of nowhere. In recent weeks, there were clear signals. First, there was an unusual increase in foreign exchange reserve holdings by the CBI. They crossed $100 billion in reserves, signaling that Iraq had built a strong financial cushion to support a new exchange rate. Next, Iraq's oil exports saw record revenues, with Brent crude stabilizing well above $100 per barrel. That alone gave Iraq monthly earnings of billions of dollars, strengthening its fiscal position. At the same time, several regional economic agreements were signed, particularly with Gulf nations and China, indicating Iraq's growing independence and economic ambition. The final confirmation came when the Iraqi Prime Minister and the Governor of the Central Bank held a joint press conference in Baghdad, announcing the revaluation of the dinar. The new official rate, they stated, was based on a realistic and strategic assessment of Iraq's economic potential and global financial position. According to sources close to the Ministry of Finance, the rate adjustment brings the dinar closer to a 1-to-1 ratio with the US dollar, an unimaginable concept just a few years ago. So what does this mean for Iraq? The immediate impact is monumental. Overnight, the purchasing power of Iraqi citizens has multiplied. Importers will now pay less for goods, which means inflation will drop, and consumer confidence will rise. More importantly, it sends a powerful message to international investors. Iraq is open for business. Already, global banks are lining up to facilitate dinar trades, and major corporations are reassessing their position in the Iraqi market. The Iraqi Stock Exchange, ISX, which was relatively quiet over the last decade, saw a sudden spike in activity. This morning, billions of dinar in trades were processed within hours of the announcement, and analysts expect this trend to continue as international capital flows into the country. Iraqi banks have been instructed to implement the new rate immediately, and foreign exchange offices around the world have already begun updating their systems. For the millions of investors who've held dinar waiting for this day, this is the payoff they hoped for. However, it's important to approach this moment with clarity and strategy. The revaluation does not mean instant riches for everyone. It means opportunity. If you've held Iraqi dinar in physical form or through licensed dealers, now is the time to verify your holdings. Check the new exchange rates and begin making informed decisions. Some exchange platforms will offer direct cash outs while others may require conversion through partner institutions. Another key point is taxes. Depending on your country of residence, capital gains taxes may apply to profits from dinar revaluation. We recommend that every investor consult with a financial advisor or tax professional to understand the legal implications of your potential earnings. Don't let the excitement of the moment cause you to make rushed financial decisions. Act wisely. Beyond the financial headlines, let's talk about the broader meaning of this moment. Iraq's revaluation is more than an economic shift. It is a symbol of national resurgence. It represents the end of a long, difficult chapter and the beginning of something new. Iraq is no longer just a country recovering from war. It is a country stepping into its rightful place in the global economy. The symbolism of the dinar returning to strength speaks volumes about the resilience of the Iraqi people. International reactions have already started pouring in. The United Nations has welcomed the move, calling it a milestone in Iraq's economic sovereignty. The IMF issued a statement of support, and several G20 countries have acknowledged Iraq's efforts to stabilize and grow its economy. Interestingly, rumors are also surfacing about similar reevaluations or currency adjustments in other resource-rich but undervalued countries, suggesting this may be just the beginning of a larger shift in global monetary alignment. At Dinar Info News, we've followed every rumor, every policy change, every budget announcement, every fluctuation in oil prices, every CBI statement, and we can tell you with absolute confidence, this revaluation was carefully planned and expertly executed. It wasn't sudden, it was strategic. The architects behind this change, both in Baghdad and abroad, waited until the economic foundation was strong enough to sustain the revalued rate. They didn't do this for hype, they did it for the future of Iraq. There are still details to unfold. Not all banks and forex platforms have updated their systems yet. It will take a few days, possibly a few weeks, for the new rate to be universally reflected across all financial institutions. Some markets may see temporary volatility as they adjust to the new dinar value, and there will undoubtedly be misinformation spreading online, so stay close to verified, credible sources like this channel to get the truth. In the coming days, we will be publishing a series of deep dive videos covering the following: how to exchange your dinar safely, what rates to expect from different banks and platforms, how this change impacts the Iraqi economy long term, and how to build a responsible investment strategy around this new era. We'll also be featuring interviews with economists, traders, and insiders who are directly involved in preparing for this historic shift. But today, right now, take a moment to absorb the magnitude of what has happened. The Iraqi dinar is no longer a speculative relic of the past. It is a live, functioning currency backed by real wealth, strategic reform, and international support. The dreams of millions of people, Iraqis and investors alike, have just become reality. To our loyal viewers, thank you for staying with Dinar Info News through the ups and downs. You believed when it wasn't easy. You stayed informed when others gave up. And now, you are among the first to witness the dawn of Iraq's financial rebirth. If you haven't already, make sure to like this video, share it with your community, and leave a comment below. Tell us where you're watching from, how long you've held your dinar, and what this revaluation means to you personally. This is just the beginning. The revaluation may be live, but the real journey begins now, with new policies, new markets, new opportunities. The eyes of the world are on Iraq, and the possibilities are limitless. From Baghdad to New York, from London to Dubai, the conversation has changed and you are a part of it. Remember, this channel is committed to factual reporting, careful analysis, and practical guidance. We are not here to hype, we're here to inform. As always, stay smart, stay safe, and stay subscribed to Dinar Info News. Thank you for watching. We'll be back soon with more detailed reports, interviews, and guides to help you navigate this extraordinary new chapter in financial history. Until then, congratulations, you've just witnessed history in the making.